Hello surface dwellers, Spruce Block Squirt Panda back again. I love games and their developers are lovely creative people. Mostly. Their passion gives us experiences that we have no other way of obtaining, and we should be thankful for their sacrifice of working in the games industry.
Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do.
Video games are the most interactive art form, but at the end of the day they are a product and are there to make money. Game studios attract a certain species of vampire known as investors, and whilst in the beginning their relationship is mutually beneficial, in the long term these parasites build up and begin to control their host. The studios start making decisions that benefit the investors rather than their audience, creating uninspired sequels, battle passes, firing loyal employees, and generally sucking any artistic integrity they had until they are left a husk of their former selves, hollow of the innovative passion that defined them. I'll be going over some of the mistakes these anemic ateliers make, so we as gamers can recognize the symptoms and get the garlic steaks ready. Gives me conniptions. Hello. Let me ask you, how much game is in a game? What I mean is, how much game do you make before any future updates are classed as DLC? Why is Shadow of the Erdtree accepted and hyped by the gaming community, but locking the Jabba the Hutt mission in Star Wars Outlaws behind a paywall reviled? To answer this, we have to think about why DLC is a thing to begin with. Imagine you are a game developer. You release your game, people love it, and you think, well, I could do more with this. I've got this solid foundation of an already successful game, why shouldn't I give the fans more of what they want? They'll have to pay for the time I'm putting in to create this extra content, but they understand that. They already spent money on the game, and now they know the general quality of the product they're paying for. This is not unreasonable, but some studios abuse this privilege, purposefully releasing unfinished games, then giving you the option of paying extra just to get the base version. Hi, have I got a deal for you? New 1,000-piece puzzle. The base edition comes with 990 pieces and my dog chewed a couple of them, or you can buy the super duper gold mega dick collector's edition with all 1,000 pieces. Plus, if you pre-order now, I might not spit on you when you come to collect it. Elden Ring, on its own, is high quality, and with the playtime it provides great value for money. Star Wars Outlaws has not been released yet, so we have no way of knowing the base game's quality or value, and they included the Jabba the Hutt mission in the game's trailer. You don't do this. Clearly the Jabba mission isn't DLC, they've just chopped the fan service character everyone got excited for out of the game, and now if you don't buy it, you'll know you're paying for an unfinished product. Generally, DLC should aim to be of the same quality as the base game, but it really boils down to intention. If you want to add extra content to a game for the people that enjoyed the base, brilliant! You're saving the studio's money by reusing the game's framework, and you're saving the time of fans that don't want to wait for the sequel to enjoy fresh gameplay. But sometimes you can smell the greed. Overpriced, menial changes, a £250 collector's edition consisting entirely of an in-game skin and 3D printed statue. And to be clear, the way a game is meant to be played is in its base edition. You can't lock that behind DLC like Metro Last Light's Ranger edition. Don't sell me soup with a fork and demand extra for a spoon because that's the way soup was meant to be eaten. 'Cause you know where the fork is gonna end up. Then you've got Team Cherry, who will release a fully realized game and then say, no, we got more we want to do. 6 months after release, boom, Hidden Dreams, bunch of extra content. 3 months later, boom, Grim Troop bosses and quests. 6 months after that, bam, Lifeblood.
Beast!
4 months later, bada bang, Godmaster, loads of bosses, new locations, new modes and lore, and we say, gosh, that's like 40 hours of extra content.
What do I owe you? Nothing. It's for free. Free!
You know why everyone is so looking forward to their next game? Because they have given us so much for so little. And you know what they say?
Get what you fucking deserve!
I will support any game they release. But this doesn't mean they're immune to making mistakes. Releasing trailers too early is a classic blunder because people can only ride the hype train for so long before they realize it's not actually going anywhere. We are impatient babies, and as soon as we're done eating, we're immediately hungry again. As gamers, we need to accept that quality takes time, and that it's far better that they take this time to improve the product than listen to our whining and squirt out some unfinished mush. Then they update it into a finished game over the same time it would have taken to build it properly, only now they have half a year of negative reviews under their belt. We need to give them the space to cook, but it's still cruel of them to tease us like this. And if you look at the Silksong Reddit page, you'll see the type of mental illness this practice creates. So we've seen the bad way to build hype. Now for the good.
Let's go!
Nintendo does it right. I guarantee they're working on Mario Odyssey 2. We don't need a cinematic teaser 5 years early to know that. In reality, we won't hear about it until half a year before it releases. Then a couple months before, we'll get a gameplay trailer, and then it will release. This is their proven formula, and it's one of the reasons they're so adored. They are reliable. Not everything they make is a masterpiece, not everything is made to be, but they know quality when they got it, and they let it speak for itself. And finally, the ugly. Oh hey, cool, they're working on an Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, we all knew they were. Skyrim was Game of the Year for like 3 years after it released. But yeah, at least this means the 6th should be out in the next couple years.
Phil Spencer stated that the earliest that the Elder Scrolls 6 could come is in 2028.
10 years. Are you mad? You might as well have not released the trailer at all and let it be a surprise to someone. Releasing disappointing games in the gap between trailer and release too. You couldn't destroy the hype more efficiently if you tried. This doesn't matter as much to indie studios without known IPs. Releasing gameplay trailers early can get support for funding and build a community early, but for God's sake, I'd say maximum 2 years between teaser and release, and only then to showcase how far the game has developed in that time. I'd be excited to see how a promising indie game changes through quarterly teaser trailers, but gamers are impatient and that won't change. Here to here, 2 years. Max. Anytime you buy food at the shops, it tells you the price per, say, kilogram. The better value something is, the more you get per pound. However, the better value product is almost always inferior. As a consumer, you make the choice between quantity and quality. Games can be condensed in the same way, by price per hour of playtime representing value, and enjoyment per hour of playtime representing quality. TF2 is my best value game, at a few thousand hours for free, and averaging my enjoyment over that time, I'd call it good quality. On the other hand, I finished Curse of the Golden Idol in 10 hours and paid £20 for it, yet per hour I enjoyed it far more than TF2. A poor value game, but of very high quality. For our part as consumers, we can do different things. If you're young and don't have the income to buy games with, get an Epic account and play their free weekly games. Wait for Steam sales. Steal. I don't know. Probably don't steal. Play a variety of genres and develop your palette. Decide for yourself what makes a good quality game. For those of us with jobs and limited free time, look out for and support the shorter, low-value, high-quality games. You know what you like, but you can still be surprised. And as someone with a library full of half-finished games, let me tell you, it's far more satisfying to actually complete something every now and again. Otherwise, just don't support studios with predatory practices. They can't keep getting away with firing employees for profit, Microsoft buying and destroying studios, Sony forcing Helldivers 2 players to have a PlayStation account, banning it in certain countries. We shouldn't accept this, and it should be noted that review bombing works. The companies are nothing without us. Players of the world, unite. You have nothing to lose but shit games. And I know I've said it before, but stop pre-ordering games or I'll give you 3 days early access to an airtight box.